Hi everyone, this is a reflection for Monday the 25th, our second lecture. So today in class we talked about, we finished up our discussion on the different types of matter, different classifications of matter, and we talked about the metric system and unit conversions, and also we started to talk about significant figures a bit. We didn't quite get totally finished with that. We'll pick that up tomorrow, Wednesday. Yeah, so I wanted to go over the exit ticket questions that we finished with, just to see how we're all doing. Okay, so our exit ticket question, the last one was this exit ticket here. There were two questions. The morning section actually got 3 questions. I ended up really rushing through that last section. We were running out of time, and so I didn't. I decided to remove that in the future. We'll revisit that again on Wednesday. But if you see, both sections did about the same. We had 2. One of them was this one where we were looking at reading the significant figures off of a measured value. So this is what we did, and you see that over 80% of you got the right answer, which is a 17.5 milliliters, and the second largest was 20%, put 17.50. And remember, your last significant digit is your first uncertain digit. The way this is set up, right, this is 15 milliliters, 60 milliliters, 17 milliliters, 18 milliliters. So 17 is your last certain digit, and then you have to estimate in between the two, so you get 17.5. So that's your first uncertain digit, which is your last significant digit. But overall, you guys did pretty well. This one was sort of a tricky one I threw in there, but you have to just pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure that you're following the right rules. All right. So the second question I added, didn't go quite as well. The question was, what are these kilograms? So you have something that weighs 52.5 kilograms. What's the mass in centigrams? All right, so this one was a step further than maybe you'd seen before because we actually went through 2 different unit conversions. And so a number of people, we did this in lab, and so the people who had lab on Monday got some experience, so if they went back and looked at this, they'd probably do better. But I just wanted to run through how I'd go about approaching this question. Let me see here. Okay, so when we're doing a problem like this, we want to make sure that we know where we are and where we want to go. So if you remember, this might look familiar to the people who did the Pogel exercise in the lab. Right, we want to go from kilograms to intermediate, the base, which is grams, and then we can go to centigrams. And so in order to do this, we want to find the conversion factors, and so to do that, we need to use our relationships that we can find from the table. There's a data table I gave to you guys in class. There's also one in your textbook, but we should know that 1.0 times 10 to the 3 grams equals 1 kilogram, and 1.0 times 10 to the minus 2 grams equals 1 centigram. All right, so these are the relationships we're going to use to make our conversion factors to get to the end problem here. And so let's stick with green. All right, so we're starting at 52.5 kilograms. And now we want our kilograms to cancel out, so we put that on the bottom, 1 kilogram. And 1.0 times 10 to the 3 grams. Again, this is from your table, so this is 1,000 grams and 1 kilogram. But we want our final answer in centigrams, so we got to keep going. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my grams down at the bottom, and my centigrams up top. Right? So if you go through this and you do the multiplication, you should get something that looks like 5.25 times 10 to the 6 centigrams. Okay. And so just to sort of follow up with a couple of notes here, when you go through this, right, you can always check your math by making sure your units cancel out. So if you're going through this, your kilograms are going to cancel out, and then your grams are going to cancel out. You're going to be left with centigrams. All right. The other thing people might want to know is where these conversion factors come from. Again, if you have done the Pogel exercise in our lab, you probably have some experience with this, but this conversion factor, this top one, was used here. and then this other one was used on the bottom. Different color yellow. Alright, so hopefully everybody can see where those came from and saw the process. Alright, so that's why this one was the correct answer. Alright, there's one tricky one in here, but only 6% of you found it, and that was this one here. And the reason this one here, even though these are the same values, seem to be the same values, is wrong, is because this one has one extra significant figure in it. And this one, if you see at the beginning, you only have 3 significant figures, so at the end, you should only have 3 significant figures. Alright, so with that said, we're going to pick up more significant figures on early Wednesday. We're finishing up chapter 1s here. We have finished. We're basically going to do a little brief bit at the end of chapter 1, and then we're going to move on to chapter 2, where we're talking about the atom. So we're going to probably finish up through 2.3, maybe 2.4. So other than that, eek. Yeah, enjoy.